tranquility. Amara Jivana. This is a song by Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta. How is the sound? Sounds a little distorted from here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sound is okay? Yes? Koladeep Prabhu says yes. Amara Jivana. In the Shikshashtakam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi sunichena, Tvarar api sahishnuna, amanina amanadena kirtaniya sadahare. First I'll read the translation, but we need the tune. Avantika, are you there? Because I'm not hearing you.
Krishna?
There you are.
Should I
just start the tune, and I'm going to read the translation because it's so profound, and it's nice to know what we're singing ahead of time. My life is always engaged in sinful activities, without a trace of pious activities. I am always inclined to give great anxiety and trouble to other living entities. For my personal sense gratification, I never reject any kind of sinful activity. I'm not at all merciful, and I see only to my personal interest. When others are suffering, I become very happy. I am always speaking lies, and if someone is suffering, that is very pleasant to me. I have lots of material desires within my heart, and I am always angry and deceitful. I am captivated by subject matters of sense gratification, and am almost crazy. My ornaments are malice and false pride. I'm conquered by sleep and laziness, and I'm always averse to pious activities. But I am very enthusiastic to perform impious activities. I always cheat others for my prestige. I am conquered by greed, and I am always lusty. I'm so fallen, I have no association with devotees, and I'm always an offender. In my life, there's not a bit of auspicious activity, and my mind is always attracted by something mischievous. Therefore, at the fag end of my life, I have become almost an invalid because of all such sufferings. Now, in my old age, with no alternative, I have by force become very humble and meek. Thus Bhaktivinoda offers this sad statement of his life's activities at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Avantika, you lead. Sadapapirata nahiko puniralesa. Amarajivana sadapapirata nahiko puniralesa. Daiachi Koto Parare Uvega Diachi de Koto Diachi Jivere Klesha. Can't hear you, Manisha. Diachi Jivere Klesha. Sukalagi Papinahi Dori Doyahina Svarta Paro Sukalagi Papinahi Dori Doyahina Svarta Paro Parasuke duke Sadanitya Bhashi Paratuka Sukha Karo Paratuka Sukha Karo Ashesha Kamana Sriti Maji Mora Krodi Dhamba Parayana Barely hear your voice. Ashesha Kamana Sriti Maji Mora Krodi Dhamba Parayana Madamata Sada Vishaye Mohita Madamata Sada Vishaye Mohita Himsado Vibhusha Sukhare Virata Akhare Ujogiyani Vijalasya Bhatta Sukhare Virata Akhare Ujogiyani Pratishalakya Satyacharana Lobahata Sarakani Lobahata Sarakani Sajjana Varjita Aparadhi Nirantara Paradi Nirantara Shubhakarya Shunya Sadanartamana Shubhakarya Shunya Sadanartamana Nanaduke Jarajara Nanaduke Jarajara Tatedina Kinchana Adake Kono Payadina Tatedina Kinchana Pakati Vinora Prabhura Charane Pakati Vinora Prabhura Charane Kore Dukani Regana Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur ki jai. And now we have the song by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ujjvala Varana. Ujjvala Varana Gauravara Deham. This requires violin and flute. Vilasita Niravari Bhava Videham. Ujjvala Varana Gauravara Deham Vilasita Niravari Bhava Ideham. Pavana Pavana Kripaya Lesham Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Gadgadantara Bhava Vikaram Durjana Tarjana Nada Vishalam Can't hear you. Bhavabhaya Bhajana Karana Karunam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Aranam Paratara Charu Kapolam Indu Vinindita Nakachaya Ruchiram Flute is nice. Jalpita Nijaguna Nama Vinodam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta He takes delight in uttering the glories of his own transcendental qualities and holy name. Vigalita Nayana Kamala Jaladhara Bhushana Navarasa Bhava Vikaram Streams of ecstatic tears flow from his lotus eyes. Vigalita Gatiyati Mantana Nritya Vilasham Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta His pastimes of dancing exhibit very slow and graceful movements unto that son of Sachideva. Chanchala Charu Charana Gati Ruchiram Manjira Ranjita Pada Juga Maduram Chandra Vinindita Shitala-varanam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Dhritakati Dora Kamandalu Dandam Divya Kalevara Mundita Mundam sometimes wears the loincloth of a mendicant and takes up the staff and water pot of a sannyasi monk. Durjana Kalmashakandana Dandam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Bhushana Bhurajjalakavalitam Kampita Bimdara Vararuchiram As a householder, his face is surrounded by locks of dark hair, decorated with the dust of the earth. Malaya Javira Chitta Ujvala Tilakam Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Upon his forehead he wears brilliant tilak made of sandalwood paste. Ninditaruna Kamala Dalanayanam Shri Puja Yugalam. Kalivarakai Nartaka Vesham Tam Brandamami Cha Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta. Gaur Premanandi. Ujvala Varana Gaura Varadeham Nilasita Niravadi Bhava Videham Tribhuvana Pavana Krupaya Lesham Tam Pranamami Cha Śrī Caitanya. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Gaura Hari. Can't hear any kartal. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go Sadhu. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Shri Harinam Mahamantra Ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki, Transcendental Book Distribution all over the world Ki, Gaur Premanande Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, offer our respectful obeisances to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to all the previous acharyas, to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and to the Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, the ocean of nectar, the pastimes and teachings of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who reads this book will understand the activities in the spiritual world. We're taking up where we left off in the perpetual reading of the Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta. Who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before and which causes wonder to all? Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy it, like Srimati Radharani. Purport. This text is from Lalita Madhava of Srila Rupa Goswami. It was spoken by Lord Krishna when he saw the beauty of his own reflection in a jeweled fountain in Dwarka. Krishna Madhuryara ek swabhabdika bal, Krishna Adi Nara Nari Kara e Chanchal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. The beauty of Krishna has one natural strength. It thrills the heart of all men and women, beginning with Lord Krishna himself. Shravane darshane aksharye sarvaman, apana asvadite Krishna karina jatan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. All minds are attracted by hearing his sweet voice and flute, or by seeing his beauty. Even Lord Krishna himself makes efforts to taste that sweetness. E madhuryamrita pan sada jekare, Trishna shanti nahi Trishna pade nirantare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The thirst of one who always drinks the nectar of that sweetness is never satisfied. Rather, that thirst increases constantly. Atriptaha iyakare vidhiranindan, avigdagda vidhibal najane srijan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Such a person, being unsatisfied, begins to blaspheme Lord Brahma, saying that he does not know the art of creating well and is simply inexperienced. Koti netra nahi dila sabhe dila dui, tahate nimisha Krishna ke tagipa mui. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He has not given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna. He has given only 2 eyes, and even those eyes blink. How then shall I see the lovely face of Krishna? Atate yad bhavan agni karanam, Trutir yuga jate tvam apashyatam, Kutila kuntalam shrimukam chate, Jada udikshatam pakshma kridrisham. The gopis said, O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curling hair. Half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us, and we consider the Creator who has put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you to be simply a fool. This verse is spoken by the gopis in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:31-15. The gopis saw their beloved Krishna at Kurukshetra after long separation. They secured and embraced him in their hearts through their eyes, and they attained a joy so intense that not even perfect yogis can attain it. The gopis cursed the Creator for creating eyelids that interfered with their vision. This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:82-39. There is no consummation for the eyes other than the sight of Krishna. Whoever sees him is most fortunate indeed. The gopis said, "O friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate." As these two sons entered the forest, surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. Like the gopis, one can see Krishna continuously, if one is fortunate enough. In the Brahman Samhita it is said that sages whose eyes have been smeared with the ointment of pure love can see the form of Shyamasundar, Krishna, continuously in the centers of their hearts. This text from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:21-7 was sung by the gopis on the advent of their Shrat season. The women of Mathura said, "What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness, and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and extremely rare." This text from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:44-14 was spoken by the women of Mathura when they saw Krishna and Balaram in the arena with King Kamsa's great wrestlers Mushtika and Charura. Apurva Madhuri Krishnera Apurva Tarbal Jaha Shravana Iman Hoy Talamal. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The sweetness of Lord Krishna is unprecedented, and its strength is also unprecedented. Simply by one's hearing of such beauty, the mind becomes unsteady. Krishna Madhurye Krishna Upajaya Lobha Samyak Asvadite Nare Mane Rahe Shobha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Lord Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow. Eta dvitiya hetura kahihavya viran triya hetura ebe shunaha lakan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is a description of his second desire. Now please listen as I describe the third. Atyanta Nikuda e Rashera Siddhanta Swarup Gosai Matra Janera Ekanta. This conclusion of rasa is extremely deep. Only Swarup Damodar knows much about it. Jeba keha anna jane seho taha hoite. Chaitanya go sira teha adyante marama jate. Anyone else who claims to know it must have heard it from him, for he was the most intimate companion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gopi Ganera Premera Arudha Bhavanam Vishuddha Nirmal Prem Kabu Nahe Kam. The love of the gopis is called Arudha Bhava. It is pure and spotless. It is not at any time lust. As already explained, the position of the gopis and their loving dealings with Krishna is transcendental. Their emotion is called Rudha Bhava. Although it is apparently like mundane sex, one should not confuse it with mundane sexual love, for it is pure and unadulterated love of God. Premaiva goparamanam kamaitya pratam ityuddha vadayo pretam vachanti bhagavat priya. The pure love of the gopis has become celebrated by the name lust. The dear devotees of the Lord, headed by Śrī Uddhava, desire to taste that love. This is a verse from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2, 285. Kama prema doka kara bibina lakan laula arahima jaiche swarupa likshan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lust and love have different characteristics, just as iron and gold have different natures. One should try to discriminate between sexual love and pure love, for they belong to different categories with a gulf of difference between them. They are as different from one another as iron is from gold. Atmendriya priti vanchatare balekam Krishnendriya priti cha dare prenam. Atmendriya priti vanchatare balekam Krishnendriya priti icha dare prenam. Atmendriya priti vanchatare balekam Krishnendriya priti icha dare prenam. Atmendriya priti vanchatare balekam Krishnendriya priti icha dare prem. Everyone. Atmendriya priti vanchatare balekam Krishnendriya priti icha dare premana. Atmendriya priti Krishnendriya priti icha dare premana. Everyone. Atmendriya priti vanchatare balekam Krishnendriya priti icha dare prenam. The desire to gratify one's own senses is kama, lust, but the desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is prema, love. Purport: the revealed scriptures describe pure love as follows. Sarvata dhangsha rahitam satyapi dhangsha karane yad bhava bandhanam yuno saprema parikirtika. If there is ample reason for the dissolution of a conjugal relationship, and yet such a dissolution does not take place, such a relationship of intimate love is called pure. The predominated gopis were bound to Krishna in such pure love. For them there was no question of sexual love based on sense gratification. Their only engagement in life was to see Krishna happy in all respects, regardless of their own personal interests. They dedicated their souls only for the satisfaction of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. There was not the slightest tinge of sexual love between the gopis and Krishna. The author of Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta asserts with authority that sexual love is a matter of personal sense enjoyment. All the regulative principles in the Vedas pertaining to desires for popularity, fatherhood, wealth, and so on are different phases of sense gratification. Acts of sense gratification may be performed under the cover of public welfare, nationalism, religion, altruism, ethical codes, biblical codes, health directives, fruit of action, bashfulness, tolerance, personal comfort, liberation from material bondage, progress, family affection, or fear of social ostracism or legal punishment. But all these categories are different subdivisions of one substance, sense gratification. All such good acts are performed basically for one's own sense gratification, for no one can sacrifice his personal interest while discharging these much advertised moral and religious principles. But above all this is a transcendental stage in which one feels himself to be only an eternal servitor of Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead. All acts performed in this sense of servitude are called pure love of God, because they are performed for the absolute sense gratification of Sri Krishna. However, any act performed for the purpose of enjoying its fruits or results is an act of sense gratification. Such actions are visible sometimes in gross and sometimes in subtle forms. Hare Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Gopal Govinda Ram Sri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinath Madan Mohan Śrī Caitanya Nityananda Śrī Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita Shri Rup Sri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jaha hoite Vignanasha Bhishta Puran H.I. Gosai Jarmui Tardas Tansavara Pararenu Mora Panchagra Tandera Charana Seve Bhakta Sanibad Janame Janame Hoye Abhilai H.I. Gosai Jabe Braje Kulabas Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Koila Prakash Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Shri Shri Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash. Bolo Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Bolo Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majramiyama. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kori Ash. Hari Nam Sankirtan Kohe Narotamoda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Bo. Nam Bhajan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari 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 Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shringara Ras. Why does one experience unsubstantiated material anxiety? Why does one's experience of unsubstantiated material anxiety inspire chanting the holy names? What is the cure? The cure is to get in the light. Material desires are born in darkness. This is an important section of the Caitanya-Caritāmṛta, obviously, philosophically, because it points out, Kaviraj Goswami is pointing out that although in the material world, because everyone's oriented towards the body, people take it for granted that the pastimes of Krishna are something mundane, because their only orientation is towards their own activities, which are based in sense gratification. Therefore, it's important for him to point out that there's a different motivation in the devotee's performance of service. It's not self-serving, and it's not in expectation of reward. But as the residents of Vrindavan perform service, their only desire is to please Krishna. In the Gita, Krishna says, Ye yata mam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham manavartante manusya parta sarvasha. As one surrenders to me, I reward him accordingly. But when the devotees of Vraj, especially the gopis, render service, Krishna says to them that I can't repay you. There's no way I can reciprocate because your love is so pure and you don't want anything in return. This is one of the reasons that when we serve devotees, we are pleasing Krishna so deeply, is because Krishna wants to reciprocate with his devotees, but they don't accept such reciprocation. They only want to serve. So if we're able to render some service, then it pleases Krishna. We experience unsubstantiated material anxiety. I like that phrase. It's unsubstantiated, means it has no real substance because of being turned in the wrong direction, away from the service mentality. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jeev Krishna Das e Bishwas Korleto Orduko Nai. Take shelter of serving and being a servant, because by doing that, then your dukh, your unhappiness, your anxiety will be vanquished. There's really no problem for those whose only desire is to serve Krishna. All the so-called obstacles and difficulties come to us and create anxiety because I'm attached. If I wasn't attached, what would be the problem? There is no death, actually, without my attachment to this world, because death actually means that all my attachments are taken away. Sometimes even in this life, before somebody leaves their body, if some of their main attachments are taken away, then they feel that they've died because they've invested themselves in matter. They've projected themselves into matter. After the fires in California, I saw a clip of some people going back to their homes, which were no longer there. They were just ashes. And the woman was crying and she was saying, I feel like I've died. I feel like my life was burned up because the house became the life. And because of my investment wrongly in this material world, in other words, I think that I'm my body, and therefore I celebrate the body, and I celebrate everything in relationship with the body. And therefore, because I have misplaced my affection, therefore I suffer. So bhakti means to place our affection in Krishna, who's the soul of our soul, Atmanam Akilatmanam. Shukadeva Goswami says, everyone's self-concerned and self-serving, but that's okay. He said, as long as you know who your self is. So then he says, Krishna is Atmanam Akilatmanam. He's the soul, the Atma of your Atma. If you love your Atma so much, how much will you love the Atma of your Atma? And that's what Vrindavan is. The same kind of fervor for serving oneself that we see in this world is there, but it's properly aligned. Everyone's serving Krishna with the same kind of enthusiasm. So in the 10th canto, 14th chapter of the Bhagavatam, Lord Brahma says that as long as one's home, family, possessions are not properly aligned in service, then they become prison-like. The house is a prison. The attachments to family members are foot shackles. There's nothing wrong with house, family, and so forth, but when it's properly aligned, all of them are seen as Krishna's and for Krishna's pleasure. Then Brahma says, just like the residents of Vrindavan, they have families, they have pets, they have pots and pans, they have wagons, they have clothes, they have everything. all the stuff is there. They're not just renunciates walking around with a begging bowl, but even sannyasis have a begging bowl and a stick, Prabhupada says in the Bhagavatam. That doesn't matter. The point is that they're used in Krishna's service. Then they become transcendental. So nobody's more attached to their stuff than the residents of Vrindavan. That's why when they go to Kurukshetra and Krishna says, here I am, and they say, no, we want you with all the right stuff in the background. We want Govardhan and Jamuna and the trees of Vrindavan in the forests. That's where we want, because they're attached to Vrindavan, because it's Krishna. And that's where they know they can serve Krishna the best, because they know Krishna's heart's there. So this story that the Lord said, I have a headache. And he said, I need some dust. Narada said, how can I get that dust? He said, you have to go to my devotees and ask. So Narada went around and asked many of the devotees, Krishna has a headache. He wants dust from your feet to cure it. They said, I don't think so. That'd be an offense. I can't do it. I'd go to hell. Narada came back. Krishna, nobody wants to give foot dust. He said, go to the gopis. Gopis said, without asking what it's for, yes, we'll give it. Narada said, everyone else said they go to hell. They wouldn't give it. Why are you giving it? He said, well, let us go to hell. We don't care. Krishna's got a headache. That's the main point. If he said it'll cure it, we'll give. And this is the mood. Ashlishyava paravatam pinashtumam adarshanamar mahatam karotuva yatatava vitatlambato matprana natastu saeva napara. Krishna is my life and soul no matter what he does. Even if Radharani sees him with someone else, he'll make arrangement if it seems like he'll get more pleasure somewhere else. Her only concern is Krishna's happiness and his sense gratification, whatever he wants. And the only reason she puts herself forward, or any of the gopis do, is because they know, especially Radharani, that Krishna can't be happy with anyone else. Therefore, she asserts herself. It's not like the competition in the material world that I want to be first or my ego is injured. But she puts herself first because she knows Krishna can only be happy with me. Therefore, she asserts herself. The gopis dress themselves only because they want Krishna's eyes to be satisfied upon seeing them. And when one lives in this mode, although the pots and pans are the same and all the house is there, the wagon is there, whether it has horsepower or not, if it's for Krishna, and the mood is, let Krishna be satisfied by these things, then it becomes substantial. And everything becomes transformed. There's no difference between your home and Vrindavan. When the mood is, let it be for Krishna's sense gratification. And paradoxically, then we enjoy. When we're around pure devotees whose only consideration is to please Krishna, there's no anxiety. It's Vaikuntha. Because the only anxiety in this world is Dvitiya, is seeing something separate from Krishna's pleasure. Let me be happy first. Let me divide. I'll do little Krishna, but mostly for me. So you're a little happy, but mostly in anxiety. But if it's all for Krishna, doesn't mean you starve. On the contrary, ananyas chintayantomam ye jana paripasate tesham nityabdiyuktanam yogakshemam bahamyaham. If one's only concern is pleasing Krishna, then Krishna personally maintains such a devotee. Let's see if there's any more reflections or questions.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. This is Shamalangi Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna.
So we read this chapter which tells about the confidential reasons for Mahaprabhu's appearance in this world. And even though like I've been hearing of it, I get confused between two of them. So one is, I think he wants to relish the position of Radharani, and one is he wants to enjoy the bliss. I mean, I get confused amongst those two. How are they different?
Yeah, it's subtly different. From the Mangalacharan, Kaviraj Goswami writes, Shri Radhaya Pranaya Mahima Kidrisho Vanayaiva. So Shri Radhaya of Srimati Radharani. Pranaya Mahima. So the first is the greatness of her love. So pranaya means love, mahima, the greatness of her love. Kidrisha. So he's like, what is that? How is that? Kidrisho vanayaiva. Va anaya. Then the second one is aswadya. Yena. By that love, adbhuta madhurima. What is the madhurya, madhurima, adbhuta, the wonderful sweetness of it. So what is the greatness of Radharani's love? And then what is the sweetness of it? How she's enjoying the sweetness. And then the third, saukyam chasya mad anubhavata. And what is the happiness that she's relishing by tasting that sweetness? So the translation is like this. Desiring to understand the glory of Radharani's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she relishes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Srimati Shachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. So it's three aspects: the glory, the qualities, and the happiness. Glory, qualities, and happiness. The glories of her love, the qualities she relishes in him, and the happiness she feels from the sweetness of that love. So there's subtle difference between the three. Mahima. So then Kautu Karnava writes, I have difficulty in understanding there is no tinge of sexual love between Lord Krishna and the gopis. Since we read verses like, how can we understand that is not sexual love? I often hear from my relatives allegations of Krishna regarding his. So this is something that concerned Shukadev Goswami, actually Parikshit Maharaj and Shukadev, when discussing Krishna's Rasa Leela. Shuka noticed that in the audience, there were people that may not be so qualified, as is mentioned in the Bhagavatam itself, that Shradhanvito na shrinu yadata varna yedya. One should have qualified oneself by understanding and have faith. So therefore, Shukadev goes out of his way. Parikshit asks, is this not something mundane? How is it different? So Shukadev explains that actually, if a child's playing with his shadow, have you ever seen a child then do shadow puppets? You know, you make these images on the wall. If you have a projector and then you stand in front of it and you make these images on the wall with your hands, a shadow. And then you play around and like, there's this sense of playing the child has, but the energy is coming from him. He's making it. And so Shukadeva Goswami says that all these energies are Krishna's energies. It's one person. There is only one whole. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate. But then Eko Bahu Shyam, the one becomes many for his own enjoyment. So he remains the complete whole, as Krishna describes in the 9th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, although he expands himself. Mayata tamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina mastani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastita. He maintains an individual existence. He stays the supreme enjoyer. He is beyond even all the manifestations of his energies and even all the other various expansions. He still retains his individual identity, although those are still all of his energies. So Shukadeva Goswami points out, what is it who is it that the Lord is interacting with? It's his own expansions for his own pleasure. So when a professor brought this up to Prabhupada about Krishna, the ethics of it and the Rasa Lila, and Prabhupada pointed out that actually everyone belongs to Krishna. Every living entity is his prakriti. He said, so are you married? And he said, yes. And he said, then you are unethical. Of course, we understand from the Gita, from Paramarti, from the Vyavaharika position, that dharma virodo bhuteshu. Krishna says sex in this world that is according to dharma, that is, it's done according to the regular principles. Krishna says that's me. That's something that's non-reactive. However, from an ontological point of view, all living entities are actually his prakriti. So he said to the professor, then you're the one that's unethical. You're trying to enjoy Krishna's property, where your prakriti, you're trying to dominate other prakriti. So how is it? But Krishna's, in understanding this, we understand Krishna's not like us. And that's the problem from the very beginning. The essential problem is thinking, oh, I'm Krishna. Same. So if we understand that all these are Krishna's energies and he's interacting with them in playful ways, then we can understand that this is not mundane. But from my perspective, because I only have the experience of this in this material world, which is, keep in mind, a reflection of the spiritual world. So the playful activities Krishna has with his own internal potency in the spiritual world are not mundane. But we hear of them and we compare them to the ordinary interactions between male and female in the material world, which are for exploitation. Each one is thinking, let me enjoy my senses. But it's different in the spiritual world. But that's where it actually comes from. The erotic activities we hear of in the spiritual world are Krishna in the topmost position of enjoying sweetness with his own internal potency. But it becomes perverted when translated into the material world. The same three energies, Sat Chit Ananda, or Hladini, or Sandini, and Samvit, are translated into Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas in the material world. And therefore, the Hladatapatraya, what is reasonable, eternal, and bliss-inducing in the spiritual world becomes a source of misery in this material world, because the consciousness becomes polluted by being separated from the service of Krishna. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshata tasyat. I see my own self-interest. I don't see only the interest of Krishna. Kautakarnava has another question. Oh, it's the same one. Koladi Prana Prabhu. In the scriptures, we see that Kama and prema, both words are used to represent the intense emotion. However, kama is exclusively used for devotees of Madhurya Ras, whereas prema for other rasas as well. It seems there is no duality between kama and prema in the transcendental realm. In fact, kama expresses the highest emotion. Is it correct? Yes, you'll see in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there are numerous nuances to the different kinds of love that the devotees have in their different rasas. In a very general way, as we're hearing in the last verse that we studied, prema is described as love of God. But the nuance of those is different according to the particular relationships Krishna has with the devotees have with Krishna. Just as an example, in the different rasas, in the Sakya ras, there are friends that are more formal friends. There are friends, for instance, and not in the realm of Vrindavan, but in the friendship that Krishna has with Arjuna. He's a city friend, which is different from a village friend. And then even in the village, there are different kinds of moods of friendship that Krishna has with his devotees who are in friendship with him. Some of the friends, the relationship is slightly formal, and they look up to Krishna. Some of them, it's a little bit more protective, and they have a slight mood of vatsalya. And some of the friends of Krishna, they carry weapons in their hands because they're thinking, we're going to protect Krishna. Even Balaram has that mood. And some of the friends of Krishna are equals. And they're described by Kaviraj Goswami. We already heard him say, some of the friends say, Krishna, you're not such a big man. You and I are equal. In fact, I could take you any day of the week. Let's go right now. And they throw down and they want to wrestle. And say, see, I beat you once, I'll beat you again. And that they're just on such an equal level. And similarly, even amongst those in Madhurya Ras, there are various gradations. There's the Kamanugas, those who follow behind the particular moods of the gopis. And these are explicated in detail in different categories. You'll see in the Nectar Devotion, and even a little more detail you'll see when the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu comes out, which will be hopefully soon in its pristine form. You can go through and catalog all the different aspects of the relationships and see how that the nuance is there. Is that okay, Kaladeep Pranpro? Okay. Then Shukeshwari says, controlling the mind, chanting extra rounds, or keep the senses under control, fasting, which is better option? Fast constantly and just chant. Which is better off? I felt first option of mind controls the senses always, since we have little time in the day. Yeah, best to keep the vibration going. Somehow or other keep the vibration going. Fasting is for special days, like Ekadashi, Janmashtami. If you fast on Janmashtami, then you just feel blissful, and it's not a problem. If you fast on Ekadashi, you feel the embrace of Harivasura, Krishna's special day, as you're honoring it. And there are different kinds of fasts. Of course, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he told his devotees that on Ekadashi day, better, if you're going out to preach, he said, better you take Mahaprasadam and go out. And Prabhupada said, this fasting is for those who stay back. If you're going out to preach, you take some light prasadam and go on preaching, or you can observe a fast. That the main thing about fasting also in these days is you don't have to stop. You don't have to stop and cook. You don't have to stop and clean. You can plan a day where you just keep hearing and chanting, because it gives you permission not to cook on that day. Of course, you have to cook for Krishna, but not for the whole family and for your, well, you have to cook for your family, but not for, you don't have to necessarily cook for yourself. And you can fully concentrate. It's actually really ecstatic if you want more time. And Tadiya Seva says, can we say that excessive sense gratification kills Krishna consciousness? Yo, Bhoga Ishvarya Prasaktanam Taya Prahita Chetasam Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Samadao Navadiyate. Krishna says this in the Bhagavad Gita. If you're enamored of sense gratification and opulence, like you see the world as a place to enjoy and you're attracted only by Amazon Prime and shopping, and you have to have shiny things all the time in this world. Nothing wrong with Amazon Prime. I'm just saying, if the mind gets attracted to all the variety and I just want to enjoy, then Krishna, and you want sense gratification, then he says, how can you concentrate? Samadao navadiyate, the samadhi, the full concentration, it doesn't take place. Navadiyate, samadao navadiyate, bhogaishvaraya prashaktanam taya prahita chetasam. Let's look at that verse. Dainiti Prabhu, I can't see who's there with you because you two are on the Federal Witness Protection Program. Oh, it's Navina. Hare Krishna. Hare Harival. Welcome back, Navina. Hare Krishna, Dainiti Prabhu. So we'll read this verse. Bhoga Ishvarya Prasaktanam Taya Prahita Chetasam. Bhoga means to material enjoyment, Aishvarya and opulence. Prasaktanam, for those who are attached. Taya, by such things. Aprahita Chetasam, bewildered in mind. Vyavasaya Atmika, fixed in determination. Buddhi, devotional service to the Lord. Samadao, in the controlled mind. Na, never. Vidiyate, it doesn't take place. Yeah, for those who are too attached. The Bhoga and Aishvarya. Bhoga Aishvarya Prasaktanam Taya Prahita Chetasam. This is verse number. What is the number? Please? Can't see it.
44.
From which chapter? 2?
Yes.
Thank you. 244 says, Bhoga, from bhuj, enjoyment, pleasure. Aishvarya, power, lordship. Prasaktanam, of the attached. So Bhoga Aishvarya Prasaktanam, as one word, means of those attached to pleasure and power. Taya, by this, aprahita, stolen away, chetasam, of thoughts, of minds. Taya prahita chetasam, those whose thoughts are stolen away by this. They're stolen. Vyavasaya, resolution. Atmika, having the nature of, if that's your nature. Buddhist, insight, enlightenment, intelligence. Samadao, in meditation. Na, not vidiyate. It is given. So na vidiyate means it's not given. So the purport, in the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. Samadhi means fixed mind. The Vedic dictionary, the Nirukti, says, Samyag adiyate smin atma tattva yatatmyam. When the mind is fixed for understanding the self, it is called it is said to be in samadhi. Samadhi is never possible for persons interested in material sense enjoyment and bewildered by such temporary things. They are more or less condemned by the process of material energy. Okay. All right. Any other comments or questions? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Namaste. Vanamapi Shachram Atraswarupam Shirupam Tasyagrajam Urupari Maturim Goshtavatim Radha Kundam Girivaramaho Radhika Madhavasham Prapto Yasya Pratichakipaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi He Guru Jnanada Dinabando Swananda Data Kurudaika Sindo Vrindavana Sinahitavata Radha Pranaya Prashara He Dinabando Kurunaika Sindo Kuru Prasada Mayamanda Mudhe Laksha Paradhe Bahupapa Gadhe Tatpada Padme Stumatishta Krishna. I bow down to the beautiful lotus feet of my spiritual master, by whose causeless mercy I have obtained the supreme holy name, the divine mantra, the service of the son of Shachi Mata, the association of Srila Damodar, Rupa Goswami and his older brother Sanatan Goswami, the supreme abode of Mathura, the blissful abode of Vrindavan, the divine Radha Kund and Govardhan Hill, and the desire within my heart for the loving service of Shri Radhika and Madhava in Vrindavan. O spiritual master, O giver of divine wisdom, O friend of the fallen, you are the giver of your own bliss, and you are the only ocean of mercy. Although dwelling in Vrindavan, you have descended for the welfare of fallen souls like myself, and you are preaching the divine love of Radha for Krishna. Please be kind upon me. O friend of the lowly, O Gurudev, you are the only ocean of mercy. I am a dull fool and have committed hundreds of thousands of offenses. I have fallen into a dense myriad of sins. Therefore grace me with your mercy, so that my mind may be fixed on your lotus feet and on Sri Krishna. The lotus feet of our spiritual master altogether are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. Our only wish is to have our consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the only connection that fulfills all desires. He opened our darkened eyes and fills our hearts with transcendental knowledge. He is our Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, the friend of the poor and the Lord Master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us a shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread all over the three worlds. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Bandombu Savadana Mate Jahar Prashade Bhai Bhavato Riyaja Krishna Prapti Hoy chahoy te. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Ko Diya Oikya. Anakori ho maniyasha. Shri Guru Charane Roti Eshe Udama Gati. Che prasade pure sarva asha. Che prasade pure sarva asha. Jai Janme Janme Prabhu She. Divya Gyan Rere Prakashita. Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite. Abhijja Vinasa Chate. Bhakti ja hoite avidya vinasha jate. Tere gai chahara charito. Tere gai chahara charito. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adama Janara Bandhu. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Lokanath Lokera Jivana. Ha ha Prabhu Koya Deha Mune Pada Chaya. Ha Prabhu Koya Deha Mune Pada Chaya. Deve Jash Kushu Tribhuvana. Deve Jash Kushu Tribhuvana. Ha ha Prabhu Koro Doya Deyamre Pada Chaya. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Namaste Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatyarishakarine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Dance Contest. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande Haribo, Haribo. Hare Ram Sankirtan Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go Vraja. Blow that horn, Sadhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Thai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki, Shri Harinam Mantra Ki, Shri Harinam Prabhu Ki, Gaur Premanande. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Let's hear that bass clarinet, Sadhu. Give us enough to wet our beaks. Haribol! Sadhu Vrindavan Prabhu Ki. Hare Krishna. And now we're so excited to get the announcements today, to hear what's going on out there. All over the world, devotees are moving into action in transcendental book distribution. There was a lot of activity here yesterday. And Malini, can you tell us what we've won?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. All Krishna Prabhupada.
Jai.
Prabhu, we had a wonderful day yesterday and the last 2 days. And the scores of the books that we gave out to devotees to distribute. And I'm hoping that everybody has distributed. And if not, they're going to do it by the next 2 days. we gave 1560 Bhagavad Gitas to distribute to neighbors. And we gave away 2,500 cookies.
Haribo.
Yesterday, sorry, Prabhu?
Haribo.
And yesterday, the devotees in San Francisco, they distributed, San Francisco and Santa Cruz, they distributed 540 Trimurti sets in those two places. I just wanted to share one story, Prabhu, that my neighbor, when I actually hang a book at the door, there is one person who actually walks his dog every day. I think he has maybe 4 dogs, so he goes multiple rounds, one dog at a time. And when I gave him this book, he saw it. And then when I was walking this morning, he asked me and he said, I thought you didn't like me. And I said, whenever I pass by, you're always very serious. Then I said, I'm sorry, either I'm doing my meditation or I'm listening to something. So probably I might have not noticed. And then he started opening up and he started telling about everything about his life. He said, I have to take care of my dogs. I have to take care of my wife. My wife is a teacher at the school. I'm retired and everything. And I felt so happy because a small gesture, and he was so grateful to receive that pack of cookies and books. And then he was just opening up. So I was just thinking, I'm sure, everybody has similar experiences. And I also thought, I should be a little more friendly when I'm when I'm walking around and not just have a serious face like that. So I just wanted to share that one thing, Prabhu. And anybody else has any other realizations that they have, they can actually share now. But total, we did about more than 2,000 Bhagavad Gitas this weekend.
Hare Krishna. Wow. Krishna, no. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
No. Yeah, just the Dadati Pratigranati principle. I'm always struck by how Prabhupada says our whole movement started by this principle of giving and taking, giving gifts, accepting, and kuyamakyati prachiti. And it just proves it on a anecdotal level. This one person, just the gesture of all the trouble that all of you took to package them, to put your personal note on the book, the devotees who made the cookies. It's such an orchestrated giving event. Everyone together, and the end effect cannot be overestimated rather. That is that the look of that package, with the book inside, with the notes and the whole thing assembled, and somebody baked something for them. I mean, how it touches somebody's heart, and the innovation taking place at this level when we're doing what's available for the whole team is really just one of the most inspiring, heart-touching offerings that everyone's done together. It's really beautiful. Thank you, Malini.
I just
Maharaj.
wanted.
Yes,
Go
Maharaj.
ahead. Go ahead. Okay. I just wanted to. Okay, go ahead, Manjula.
To say that this COVID time, we've been having all through this COVID time, we've been missing the association of devotees. Even though we have them on a screen, it's not like the way it used to be, and it's been very difficult to hold on, like you said, as the months became almost a year now, to survive without that close association that we took so much for granted. But this service that Malini Mataji and Hansapriya Mataji planned and gave us, after many, many months, when I took up that service and I went out there, despite the risk, and thought I should do this, I really felt like we had become a team, that I was physically doing something with a bigger team. And it really moved me very emotionally yesterday, because when we get back into the system, we realize how much we missed it, and just how bad things can get. So thank you, Maharaj, for the opportunity.
Jai. Beautiful realization.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I just wanted to mention that Palika Mataji does a lot of classes through Bhagavad Seva in her community, and almost all the students' parents said they will be able to take one box of Bhagavad Gita and distribute it. And I'm similarly doing it in my community. So I was just thinking that in the 2-3 years that we've spent with the parents, they're ready to actually become book distributors, which is just amazing. And of course, it's all the idea of Palika Mataji. I just wanted to mention that. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna
Keshari
Prabhu.
would- Yeah, go ahead, Mataji. Go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I want to share one thing. So when I called one realtor, he started with one case first. While I'm talking more and more, okay, let me take 100 books, maybe 6 cases. And then after that, I packed it and I sent a picture. The books are ready to go. And he said, wow, this is so good. Let me think. And he ordered 4 more cases and he came back saying, I need to order 4 more again cases because, and then I said, very thank you. And then he called me, he said, why can't, no need to say thank you. The hard work you're doing is so nice. Why can't I promote, rather giving a plastic cups, bowls for a happy new year to everyone. Why can't I promote this, he said, and I will come back to you with more to collect all my clients' names and numbers, he said. I was so happy for that. I want to share. Thank you.
Bravo! Brava! Anandam Buddhivardhanam.
So
Go ahead,
Keshari,
Malini.
Prabhu, there is one more announcement that Sukeshwari wanted to say about the promoting the Gita contest. Sukeshwari.
Can I be allowed to share the screen? So I'll quickly share the flyer. I want to make sure that everybody.
Yes, Mataji.
You can share
should be
screen.
able to. You should be able to.
Okay, yeah. So as we had, I had shown this last week. So we have a Bhagavad Gita value education contest based on Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter. And please make sure that you send this flyer out to as many people as you can. And this is going to happen on December 13th. It's just going to be a 30-minute actually online contest. It will be a written contest. We'll have 15 multiple choice questions, 5 short answer questions. And of course, the access to the question paper would not be available after the time. And this has 3 age groups, 9 to 11, 12 to 14, and 15 to 17. My request is please send it to all the devotee kids that you know, maybe in the other temples or, anywhere in the world, so that they will be able to participate. And we have the email and the phone number if they would like to get to know more information. We have some wonderful prizes. We have a Fire HD8 tablet for first prize and a Kindle Reader Basic and a paperless digital notebook. So please, we want to do as much as we can. We're trying our best to advertise. His Grace Shamarupa Prabhu is sending this out. We actually got a new app with which we can send out about 2,000 at one point. Just with one click, we can send it out to 2,000 contacts. So that's happening as well. But we want to really promote this as much as we can, please, because this is all the Lakshmi that we get from here is going to go towards our Bhagavad Gita for Gita Jayanti. Thank you so much. And also, please, now I see that there are lots of kids from Canada and other East Coast temples. They have registered already, and our kids are missing. We have many of our kids who have not registered. I want to mention, please register ASAP, because in the WhatsApp group that we'll be creating today, we will give you tips on how to prepare for this contest. So please don't miss out. Thank you so much.
That's all, Prabhu, the announcements for the
Hare
Sankirtan.
Krishna Mataji.
Oh, go ahead, Prabhu.
Mataji, and I just wanted to, acknowledge, and it was very inspiring to see some of the devotees, especially our San Francisco team led by Haldar Rupa Prabhu and Khattukarna Prabhu, Krishna Prabhu, and I know there are 15 of them. We have been doing this since last few years, and it's been a festival, one of the ISV festivals, and of course, because of COVID, most of us could not make it, but on behalf of us, it was very inspiring to see their efforts, although the markets were empty, and they distributed thousands of books. So just wanted to share that. And not only them, of course, many parents along with kids. I used to see it in WhatsApp group, going out and everyone doing a bit. So it was very inspiring personally for me. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Malini.
Okay. Malini, are you finished?
Yes, Prabhu. That's all the report for this weekend, Prabhu.
So are we inching towards our goal?
Prabhu, yes, Prabhu, we are inching towards our goal, and we have more to do though. One request of the devotees is that if they can report their scores by this weekend, we can gauge how far we are, and then we can see what other plans we can make to make up our goal, Prabhu. So that's a
Okay.
request if they can report their scores so far as soon as possible
Okay.
by this weekend.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Malini, and all the Sankirtan devotees. That means everybody, for contributing to Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. And now we'll hear from Jai Madhava Prabhu about progress in the Bhakti community.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances, all Guru Shri Prabhupada. Thanks for the opportunity. I wanted to give a quick overview of what Bhakti community is for some of the new ones who have joined, as well as provide some updates what progress we've made in the last week. I will share my screen. It's from my. Please allow to share the screen.
Yeah, you can share screen.
Please allow Pavani Bhakti screen because I'm using her laptop today.
Yes, it's allowing.
Sure, thank you. Let me know if you can see the screen.
Yeah, we can see it.
So Bhakti community, as most of you know, it's an online community primarily for newcomers to ISKCON or Bhakti Yoga. So if you go out and distribute, and it does have series of programs throughout the week, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays as well. So whenever you go out and give out books to newcomers or get in touch with your contacts, please extend the Bhakti community invitation to them. If you go to bhakticommunity.com/invite-newcomers, you will see that you will see invitation. Just a second, I am trying to find. Yeah, so this is the invitation. It's a sample email which you can use. You can just copy paste, make some minor tweaks if you would like, and then invite them to join Bhakti community. There is a WhatsApp message as well below that. That also you can copy and paste. In addition to that, we also have a Facebook page and YouTube page too. I'll quickly go to that. This is the Facebook page where small snippets of videos are always added by the youth team. There are close to 300 followers. Please do like and follow if you've not already done so. And watch out for wisdom nuggets of 2-3 minutes. And do share it with your friends and families. That will be of great help. We also have a YouTube channel where the same videos are posted. Right now we have 29 subscribers. Please do like and follow, subscribe to this YouTube channel so that we get to 100 subscribers, which is required to create our own custom URL. So those are the avenues through which you can interact with Bhakti community. And in addition to that, we also have Bhakti community cards, bookmarks, as well as stickers available. I want to thank Tarun Prabhu, Venudari Prabhu, and Kautukana Prabhu. They have been very instrumental in getting these cards, and they have been sharing it with whenever they have distributed books to the Sankirtan team. They have started sharing this Bhakti community cards to all of them so they can give. I also want to thank Malini Mataji and Manjula Kanta Mataji for taking this and putting that into the Trimurti set as well. So all the people who are receiving books are also receiving Bhakti community cards and bookmarks and stickers. So that has been very helpful. And I do want to share one story which happened last week to just touch upon the impact of Bhakti community that who all the newcomers are gaining whenever they're interacting. We have a newcomer called Shirley. She's has joined Bhakti community a few weeks ago, and she's a Black woman by body, but very spiritual in nature. And throughout her life, she has been inquiring constantly on spiritual topics, trying to get answers to the questions she has had. She is a Catholic Christian, but she tried Judaism. She also tried Scientology and many different spiritual paths to get answers. And finally, she started getting in touch with Bhakti Yoga through Bhakti Community a few weeks ago. And last Sunday, I think, when Ananda Vrindavan Mataji and Pavani Bhakti, when they had their women's circle trying to go through Bhagavad Gita, and when she joined, we had this picture of the 5 horses, which represents the senses, and then intelligence as the charioteer and soul in the chariot. That picture was being there, and they were describing how this represents how senses are uncontrolled, but intelligence trying to control, and the spirit is a part of that chariot. She was quite surprised and astonished, like, how could you take such a complex thing which I've been trying to understand throughout my life and simplify and present me in such a simple way that even I can understand. And she was very much appreciative of how Prabhupada envisioned and described this for anyone to understand. And she's very, very happy that she finally found this community and all the knowledge and wisdom and support she's getting. And we have been receiving such feedback from many other newcomers as well. So thank you all for sharing this across. It is reaching to more and more people, and they all are appreciative and deeply thankful for everything that you are doing. And as I mentioned, we did meet with the ISKCON Canada team last week. It was a huge success. We also met with ISKCON Chicago. We had Kamal Shri Mataji and Rasa Mataji met Prem Sauru Prabhu and Shruti Priya Prabhu from Chicago, along with Achar Nishta Prabhu, who is the Sankirtan leader. They had some questions. It was a very good discussion with them. And ISKCON Chicago has also decided to become part of Bhakti community. So we're pretty excited to bring them on board so that Bhakti community now reaches more and more people within the Chicago community. So I do want to thank Kamal Shri Mataji and Rasa Mataji for leading that conversation and bringing them on board, along with, of course, Prem Saru Prabhu and Shruti Priya Mataji, who were instrumental in talking to various leaders within ISKCON Chicago and getting their buy-in to bring Bhakti community on. So those were the announcements and updates I had for Bhakti community. Thank you for the opportunity.
Gaur Premanande Hari Haribo Sharira Vijaja Jodendriya Tahe Kha Jive Pele Vishaya Shagade Karma Jeji Bhati Lobo Huisudurmati Takitita Gatika Shamshare Krishna Bodo Doyamo Gori Bade Jivaja Shaprasharana Diloba Sayanamrita Pao Radha Krishna Dako Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Preme Dako Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Hare Govinde Nama Pramli Vaishnave Sabha Punya Patam Rajan Vishwaso Nagajaya Prasade Sarva Dukhanam Hanirasyo Pajayate Prasanna Chetaso Yashu Udvarya Vistir Tvayopa Bhukta Saganda Vasavankar Charchtaha Chishta Ujino Dasas Tavamayam Jayimahi Bhagavad Shri Mahaprasada Ki Jai Barha Barha Pi Natavara Mapukaryo Karnikara Vibradvasa Kanatakapishan Vajayantim Shamala Ram Venur Atara Sudaya Purayan Ropa Vrindara Vrindaranyam Swapada Ramanam Pasha Gita Kirti Tavakatam Vritam Tajivanam Kavividitam Kalmashapaham Shavana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Bhudidam Jana Krishnot Kirtana Gana Nartana Kala Padojani Rajita Sarvata Valihangsa Chakramatupa Sheni Viharaspadam Karnanandikala Dvanirvahatu Me Jiva Marupangane Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Nideta-lasa Lila Sudasvaguni Hilom Gunita Kedaya Vishadaya Pronila Dambodaya Shamya Shastra Vivadaya Rasadaya Chitar Pitol Madaya Shashvat Bhakti Vinodaya Samadaya Madhurya Maryadaya Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Nideta-vadaya Bhuyāramandodaya Śrī Caitanya-Caritāmṛta Nideta-vadaya Bhuyāramandodaya Śrī Vishnu Shapane Parikshita Bhavat Vaisesika Kirtane Lada Smarane Dadangri Bhajane Lakshmi Pritu Pujane Akurastvali Bandane Kapipati Daseta Sakya Juna Sarva Swadmani Vedane Balirabu Krishna Pisha Para Go Premanane Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Tai Gora Haribo Everyone turn in your scores. Please come take prasadam. Thank you very much. Can everyone unmute and say Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Krishna. Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama. Krishna.
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama.
Krishna.
Hare
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shri Gopal Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol.